Welcome to another episode of the tier list for civilizations. We are talking about HRE. So now, I don't know, did I put this here beforehand? But yeah, say tier easily. So if there would be like a normal generic archer, even B tier than C tier, honestly. Because the reason why we put archer into C tier as French, because they are cheaper in Castle Age and important to make them in Feudal Age, right? But I can see in the next season, the archers of HRE is gonna be more important than right now, because you're gonna have the old pikes, which is gonna give 3 extra damage to the horseman and the spearman. And if you want to counter the enemy spearman, you need the HRE archer. HRE archer also much faster than a normal archer, so you can just hunt down enemy spearmen, or you can hunt down enemy villagers or just raiding, etc. So HRE archer is crazy good. Of course, they are not cheaper like the French in Castle or Imperial, but because of their movement speed and how important it is for HRE for Feudal, not in Castle or Imperial, but because in the next patch we've seen that the range units got buffed, it's gonna be more important to make range units with every civilization. Alright, next unit. It's just an average ram, not important to make them. Maybe you can make a few in Feudal, but it's average, nothing important. Bombard, again, average. You can buff them with prelates, that's for sure, but is it really important to make them? Let's put it into B tier. If you buff them, at least they're gonna have a little bit more damage. Trebuchet, it is as important to make, I think, Bombard. It's not less important, because Trebuchet has a really good damage and it's gonna be really meta in the next season. Oh, sorry, I did a mistake. There is no more Bombard for the French. Was it HRE? They have Culverins. Okay, there is no more Bombard. There is no Bombard for HRE. No Bombard. They have Culverins, and yeah, that's it. They're gonna have Culverins. That's all. Now, HRE hand cannoneer has more movement speed than a normal hand cannoneer, so the serpentine powder is gonna be even better with them, right? Because the increased base movement speed. But the problem is, it's just gonna make them a few. I mean, is it that good? They're gonna have a good movement speed because they have a really good base movement speed with the serpentine powder. But let's put them now into A tier. HRE horseman in the next season and HRE knight is at least B tier. Both of them have something. Now the HRE horseman gonna have 3 extra damage if you go with the minework, and let me tell you that I think if I play HRE in the next season, most of the time minework. Yeah, minework. So not bad. HRE Manathon is at the C tier because the generic their Manathon is much better with movement speed, right, than a normal English Manathon. But because you can upgrade the HRE Manathon is at S tier, easily S tier. HRE Spearman as well climbs up into S tier because you don't even understand how important if you give extra damage to the generic unit. Okay, 3 extra damage to a spearman. You know how important it is? The Janissary just lost 8 damage against cavalry. Now, this little bad unit, of course, they have more movement speed than a generic spearman. So this little bad unit was capable of beating Musafadi warriors when I watched Anoten versus B on the pub. So yeah, the owl pike spearman is gonna be insanely good with the horseman. Yeah, I was killing French knights, by the way, with the HRE horseman. So even if they nerf it like -1 damage, let's say, if they nerf it with -1 damage, they're gonna be still strong. Okay, the all pike is gonna be still strong even if they nerf it, or they give extra resource cost, or they put it into castle. I don't care. The upgrade is still gonna make the unit insanely strong. Yeah. Generic scout, not important. Just generic scout, nothing important. Prelates, at least S tier. HRE prelates, insanely good. They are cheap. They can be made in Dark Age from the TCs. They can be made from the TCs. They can be made from Landmark as well, or monasteries. They buff the military. They buff the villagers. You can even upgrade them to give 50% extra gathering speed in castle. So there's nothing else to talk about. Like, HRE prelates are insanely good. Insanely good. I love them. HRE Springald. I mean, you can increase the damage of the HRE Springald, so it's not like a generic Springald. At least C tier. At least HRE Springald into C tier. Yeah. Is it important? Is it gonna be important to make Springald with HRE? Not really. You're gonna make them in Season 9, but is it that important? Nah. Same with mangonels. I don't think it's gonna be important to make mangonels when we have mangonel. This is mangonel at home. This is not mangonel. This is the mangonel. The Landsknechte. Landsknechte goes and just buys, the enemy ass easily. So yeah, Landsknechte easily S tier. I really love this unit. They don't have that much of a health. They are a little bit expensive on gold, but the damage output with the prelate. The prelate is like, you get even more damage and more armor on the launch like that. Yeah, easily love it, temper them. W. Crossbow. I mean, it's not a normal generic crossbow because you can increase the damage, right, of the crossbow. Is it gonna be important to make them? I don't think so. You can increase the damage. They have more movement speed than a normal crossbow. So a normal crossbow would be here, but this crossbow is here. Yeah. This is the knight. Now this is a good question because this is 2 extra armor for the HRE knight. So it's either A or S tier. Like 2 extra armor. So let's calculate it. In castle you have 6 armor, right? If you upgrade this, you have 8, and if you buff it with the prelate, 9. So let's say you get this upgrade and buff it with the prelate, then your HRE knights, instead of 6, you have 9 armor. That's crazy. Okay, 9 armor, which means the crossbow man extra damage, which is the +9, is literally not a thing anymore, right? So the crossbow will do only 13. Is it 13? Is it either 11 or 13 damage? So you're gonna nullify the bonus damage from a crossbow, and they just gonna do their base damage. Yeah, because if you didn't know that, by the way, in the game how the bonus damage works, you can nullify the enemy bonus damage with more armor you have. Let's say if my man-at-arm has 5 armor, let's say just 5 ranged armor, and the enemy crossbow has 2 base damage and +3 against heavy, it's still gonna do 1 damage because the 2 + 3 is 5, right? So that's how it works in the game. So yeah, for the HRE, this is the tier list for the unit columns. I love it. And how important to make the units. This is forces, still not important. Not important to make the ranks. Cavalry is gonna be good. Trebuchet is gonna be good. It's not an English trebuchet, of course. Their knight is better than a generic knight because you can buff them with the prelate, and also, I mean, that's all needed. That's all needed, honestly. So the 15% extra damage, the plus armor, and this upgrade makes the HRE knights even much more stronger, crazier, like bloodthirsty. You know what I mean? So yeah, do I like it? As to myself, what I would like to see more units for HRE, because like this is not a lot of icons, right? So this is all the units that you can make on land. Of course, there are no water units, but most of the water units are the same, so I'm not putting here. But what I want to see, at least one extra unit, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 different units for HRE. So that's kind of sad, no? Like HRE doesn't have that much of a unit. You can't make that much of a unit. So I hope in the future HRE will get another new unit because they don't have that much of a unit. Right. All right. That's the tier list for HRE, as how important to make, or how strong, how cost effective these units are. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.